What a night for Broncos country. The Denver Broncos absolutely dominated the Arizona Cardinals in a 27-7 statement victory. This wasn't just another preseason game, it was a reminder of the toughness, discipline, and energy that's starting to define this team. Both sides of the ball came alive. The offense attacked with precision, while the defense stood tall and refused to bend. Through 2 preseason games, this defense has allowed only 1 touchdown, just 14 total points surrendered. That's the kind of resilience championship teams are built on. And leading the charge last night was quarterback Jarrett Stidham. If there were a preseason MVP award, he would have earned it. He was sharp, calm, and in complete command, finishing 16 of 23 for 240 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, and a blistering 132 passer rating. He gave Broncos fans plenty of reason to believe that this quarterback room is deeper and more dangerous than people realize. The message is clear. The Denver Broncos are locked in, and they're sending a warning to the rest of the NFL. Jarrett Stidham is on a tear. Through just 4 quarters of preseason football, he's thrown for 376 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. Back-to-back games, and this man looks unstoppable. Last week, his passer rating was nearly flawless at 144. This week, it was 132. No matter how you slice it, he is executing Sean Payton's offense with precision and confidence. Now, yes, it's preseason. Yes, a lot of these reps are coming against second, third, and even fourth-string defenders. But that doesn't erase what we're seeing. These aren't empty snaps. These are live game reps for players who will matter when the real games begin. Guys like Troy Franklin, Pat Bryant, R.J. Harvey, and others who are carving out their roles in this offense. Every throw, every read, every adjustment, it's building toward something bigger. And the way Stidham handled himself in the pocket was textbook. His awareness was sharp, sliding left and right, stepping up when pressure closed in, throwing across his body when he had to, and most importantly, knowing when to check it down or throw it away. That's maturity. That's command. That's the kind of quarterbacking that keeps drives alive and gives Sean Payton the confidence that his system is being executed the right way. When Bo Nix takes the field with the starters, this offense will be running full speed. But what we're seeing now is the foundation, and it looks strong. Jarrett Stidham was flawless once again. He delivered 2 perfectly placed touchdown passes to Troy Franklin, one up the seam and another on a beautiful fade to the back pylon. Touch, accuracy, confidence, it was all there. For Denver, Stidham isn't just holding a clipboard. He's proving he can run Sean Payton's offense with control and rhythm. His command at the line of scrimmage stood out, calling audibles, adjusting protections, and keeping the tempo steady. No, he doesn't have the cannon arm of a Justin Herbert, but that doesn't matter. What matters is execution, and Stidham is showing the exact qualities you want in a backup quarterback: poise, precision, and consistency. If called upon, he looks ready. And it wasn't just the passing game making noise. Rookie running back R.J. Harvey punched in his first touchdown as a Bronco. Last week, his speed to the edge caught attention, but this week he showed growth by keeping runs tighter and hitting the cutback lanes north to south. That's the kind of adjustment coaches love to see and the kind of discipline that earns playing time. The offense isn't just moving the ball. It's developing young talent and building depth that will matter when the real battles begin. R.J. Harvey showed exactly what coaches wanted to see: growth. On his touchdown run, he resisted the urge to bounce outside, cut back through the B-gap, lowered his pads, and powered into the end zone. That's maturity. That's listening to coaching and executing when it matters. The difference from week 1 to week 2 was clear. Harvey ran with more discipline, keeping his shoulders square and fighting for every extra yard. On multiple plays, he was hit just a yard beyond the line of scrimmage, but his strength and low center of gravity allowed him to push the pile for 3 or 4 more. That's the kind of north-south running style Denver needs to complement its offense. Harvey's first touchdown in the mile-high uniform wasn't just a score, it was a statement. He's proving he can be more than just a change of pace back. He can be a reliable piece of this rotation. Now, while the ground game was encouraging, the wide receivers may have been the brightest spot of all. The growth, the chemistry, and the sheer talent on display made it clear Denver's passing attack has the weapons to be dangerous. If there's one player who has owned this offseason for the Broncos, it's Troy Franklin. Training camp, preseason, game reps, every time he steps on the field, he looks sharper, faster, and more dangerous. Last night, he didn't just play well, he looked like a different player. His first touchdown was a masterclass in route running and awareness. Running the seam, Franklin read the coverage perfectly. He knew the safety was lurking over the top, the corner was locked on underneath, and instead of drifting inside, he held his line up the sideline. That tiny adjustment created the soft pocket of space he needed, and Jarrett Stidham dropped a touch pass right over the coverage. That's not luck, that's intelligence and precision from a young receiver who already understands how to attack a defense. His second score was pure athleticism. One-on-one coverage, tight window, and Franklin simply won the battle. Stidham dropped a fade to the back pylon, and Franklin made it look effortless, pulling it in with perfect body control. This is what growth looks like. In just his second year, Troy Franklin is showing crisp breaks, improved spacing, and the confidence of a receiver who believes every ball in the air is his. Broncos country might be witnessing the breakout of a future star. Troy Franklin's rise couldn't come at a better time. When Bo Nix takes the field in Week 1 against the Titans, Franklin has the potential to be his most trusted weapon. Their chemistry needs to grow, and soon we'll finally see QB1 and his young receivers share real reps together. Based on what Franklin has shown so far, he deserves nothing less than an A+ for his preseason performance. But Franklin isn't the only wideout making noise. Pat Bryant is quietly building a case to become Denver's WR3. His ability to exploit zone coverage stood out, finding soft spots in cover 2, slicing through cover 3, and creating chunk gains over the middle. Dig routes, crossers, short yardage conversions, Bryant was everywhere. What impressed most wasn't just his routes, but the trust Stidham placed in him. Time and again, the veteran quarterback went back to Bryant, showing confidence in a rookie receiver to keep drives alive. He may not be a burner who takes the top off a defense, but Bryant doesn't need to be. His game is built on toughness, reliability, and moving the chains. If Franklin is the explosive playmaker, Bryant looks like the steady engine that keeps drives rolling. Together, they give Denver's passing game a young, exciting core and a glimpse of what the future could look like in the Mile High City. Pat Bryant may be the steady chain mover, but every great offense also needs a spark, and last night, Evan Engram delivered it. He snagged his first catch as a Bronco, broke 2 tackles, and showed flashes of the speed and power that once made him a nightmare matchup. The crowd at Mile High erupted, and you could feel the energy shift. That's the kind of veteran presence that adds fire to a young offense. And it wasn't just the playmakers. The offensive line deserves credit for its turnaround. From Week 1 to Week 2, the difference was night and day. Pass protection was tighter, the run blocking opened lanes, and the unit played with more grit and focus. It looked like a completely different offense than the one we saw stumble against San Francisco. That's coaching, that's buy-in, that's growth. But the defense, once again, set the tone. Jonah Elliss was relentless. He set the edge, blew up run plays, and tormented Arizona's quarterback with constant pressure. At one point, he sniffed out a draw, exploded through his gap, and buried the runner for a 4-yard loss. Plays like that show why this defense is earning respect across the league. They weren't just holding the line, they were dictating the game. Jonah Elliss continues to look like a player who belongs. Confident, relentless, and fearless, he's carving out a role as the next man up in Denver's pass rush rotation. If Baron Browning, Jonathan Cooper, or Nick Bonito need a breather, Elliss looks ready to step in without missing a beat. That's the kind of depth winning defenses are built on. And he wasn't the only one who shined. Jordan Turner exploded with 2 sacks and 3 quarterback hits, constantly collapsing the pocket and forcing mistakes. His energy was contagious, and it felt like every time Arizona's quarterback dropped back, Turner was in his face. But credit also goes to Vance Joseph. His defensive play calling was pure chess. At times he showed an all-out blitz only to drop linebackers into coverage and bait the quarterback into quick throws that went nowhere. Other times, when it was 3rd and long, he sent the house, leaving Arizona's offense with no answers. The mix of disguise and aggression kept the Cardinals off balance all night long. This wasn't just defense, it was domination. Denver dictated the terms of the game, and Arizona had no way out. Arizona's quarterbacks had no answers. Every dropback felt like survival mode, rushed throws, passes across the body, and errant decisions caused by relentless pressure. And here's the best part. Denver did it without some of their regular defensive backs. No Pat Surtain, no Riley Moss, no Jaquan McMillian. Yet the unit still suffocated Arizona's passing attack. That's depth. That's a defense built to last. Even the backups executed Vance Joseph's game plan to perfection, proving that Denver's defense isn't just about stars, it's about layers of talent ready to step in and perform. If there was one area to tighten up, it was the run defense on a few drives. Arizona found some space on cutbacks with Amari DiMercato, and Jacoby Brissett used play action to take advantage. But even then, the Broncos quickly adjusted and shut it down. Overall, this was nearly flawless. Aggressive in coverage, ferocious up front, and deep enough to overwhelm opponents at every level. That's an A performance, and a warning to every offense waiting on the schedule. Outside of one busted coverage that gave Arizona a free touchdown, Denver's defense was nearly flawless. The pressure, the discipline, the physicality, it was everything you want from a team preparing to dominate. The offense looked like a different unit compared to Week 1, sharper, faster, and more confident. The defense? Relentless. Together, they put the league on notice. Yes, it's preseason. But don't let that fool you. These are the signs of a team finding its identity. A team building confidence, depth, and momentum. And if the Broncos keep this up, they won't just compete. They'll strike fear across the NFL. Broncos country, get ready. This season has the makings of something special.